Join me. We can rule the galaxy as father and son.
It's almost Father's Day, and if you're like me, it's possible that your love for science fiction, fantasy, and horror was passed down to you, at least in part, by your dad. And so, instead of getting your dad a tie or a mug or some third reminder that the slow march of time has become more of a sprint to the existential finish line of oblivion, why not watch a movie with him instead? One that says, we both love genre and we both love each other. Aw, trust me, this is a way better idea than a beer kit or a fancy razor. And if you need a little help, here are 10 recommendations for movies to get you started. Before we begin though, one problem I ran into is that it's very hard to find a good father-daughter movie that isn't uncomfortably weird in some way or not really appropriate for Father's Day. Like The Witch. Hey, I killed my dad and it was a great idea. Happy Father's Day. Or Meet Joe Black. Hey, I fell in love with death personified and now you gotta die, Dad. Happy Father's Day. Or Kick-Ass. Hey, you trained me to be a violent killer and now you're dead. Happy Father's... You get it. I did my best, given the circumstances. You ready? Okay, here we go.
Hello, anybody home? Think McFly?
It's Back to the Future.
You're gonna see some serious shit.
Michael J. Fox has a time car. Christopher Lloyd says the title of the movie.
We're sending you back to the future.
Crispin Glover is your dad. I mean, look, I don't imagine most dads count George McFly as their go-to on how to be a father, but it's still a cool Father's Day adjacent story. Son helps his dad fight the bully and fall in love.
That's Calvin Klein. Oh my God, he's a dream.
I mean, maybe don't watch it with your mom, unless you're both big Oedipus fans, I guess. Please don't tell me if you are. Let's move on to the next movie.
You're right. You're right.
If you're looking for something a little more visually interesting and emotionally complex, I would say Tim Burton's Big Fish is a great call. Not only does it play with giants and werewolves and towns representing the afterlife, but it's really a story about a son trying to come to terms with who his father really is before his father dies. I don't have like a glib joke for that. Big Fish is just a beautiful story where the power of fantastic storytelling is passed down from one generation to the next. And if you want something that's heartfelt, sappy, that also involves time travel, then Frequency is the way to go. It's about a man who discovers he can speak to his dead dad across 30 years of time using a ham radio. And despite how corny that sounds, Frequency also has a cool detective thriller story at the heart of it. And of course, since it's a little wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey, there's also some of that be careful what you change magic in there too. Okay, throw time travel aside, throw sci-fi aside. Let's get all ages fantasy for a second. You guys love Peter Pan, right?
I hate Peter Pan.
You like Robin Williams?
Bang!
Everybody just shut up!
I'm sorry.
Of course you do. So, Hook.
Hook.
That's a good option because underneath the Rufio and the food fights and the Dustin Hoffman everything
This is not a joke. I'm committing suicide.
beats the heart of a story that's about how easy it is to lose your youth and your connection to your kids when you're a grown-ass man, even if you're Peter Pan. And that's real. Loving your kids isn't hard, but work and money and politics and just the stress of everyday life sometimes makes it hard to be present for your kids. And that's what Hook is about. It's about rediscovering the dreams you had when you were a kid and using those to help inspire your own kids to chase their dreams. But also, yeah, it's about imaginary food fights, and that's okay too. And while we're in the realm of kid movies, I think Finding Nemo is also a solid call for Father's Day.
You were in big trouble, young man.
Kid fish gets caught, and his dad fish has to work with Ellen DeGeneres fish to deal with sharks and jellyfish and horrible birds in order to get his son back. I mean, you can't go wrong with that.
Just keep swimming, swimming, swimming.
Now, I know it's a little weird to say you should watch Star Wars with your dad on Father's Day, but wait. Hear me out. I think if you specifically watch Return of the Jedi, it works.
Good.
I mean, yeah, technically Luke's dad is still Darth Vader, but you know, Luke's belief that his dad is still a good guy deep down turns out to be correct.
Go, my son.
So, if your dad, say, voted a certain way, for example, Jedi might not be a bad call. Just maybe don't watch the prequels, or Force Awakens now that I think about it. But, hey, while we're in George Lucas's neck of the woods, how about Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade?
It is you, Junior. Don't call me that, please.
Sean Connery is Harrison Ford's dad. They beat a plane with an umbrella. Indiana Jones punches a Nazi in the face. Who doesn't love that? And if you're gonna watch an Indiana Jones movie that involves fathers and sons, look, man, it's either that or Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. And I think we both know that if you've chosen Crystal Skull,
You chose poorly. I thought I'd lost you, boy.
and now, 2 movies for the ladies. I don't know why I said it like that. I feel kind of dirty. Okay, let's try again. Here are 2 movies I thought were the best options for daughters to watch with their dads. That's better.
Hey, Dad. You son of a bitch.
Number 1, Interstellar. I mean, right? It's a generational movie about a father and daughter working to find a solution during Earth's darkest hour.
We're here to communicate with a 3-dimensional world.
I mean, it gets a little Doctor Who-y in the 3rd act with the whole, oh, my daughter is the most important girl in the universe. Let me show her what to do from behind this bookcase that is also a black hole. It's sweet and it looks pretty, don't hate. I swapped this in for Armageddon, so really you ought to be grateful. No soft rock Aerosmith ballads on this list. And the other father-daughter movie is, I think, the most obvious choice, Contact. Small moves, Ellie. Actually, isn't it weird that both my father-daughter movie choices involve Matthew McConaughey? First Dad McConaughey and now Sexy Priest McConaughey? At least I didn't go for Time as a Flat Circle McConaughey, right? Anyway, Contact is all about a daughter carrying the dreams for humanity she shared with her dad into a more hopeful space future.
Hi, Sparks.
Again, that is way better than Aerosmith singing while Bruce Willis sacrifices himself so Liv Tyler and Ben Affleck can bang.
You take care of yourself.
I love you, Barry. I love you.
I'll take crying with Space Dad on the interplanetary shores any day. Okay, so this is my number 1 choice for a genre movie to watch with your dad on Father's Day. And it is cheesy and biased towards my dad, and I don't care because it's my list. Ready?
If you build it, he will come.
All right, that's it.
I know. Baseball ghosts on a farm. Field of Dreams is maybe the straight-up corniest movie ever made. I mean, it takes place in a literal field of corn. But man, I don't care. It's the movie about the good and the bad of what fathers pass down to their sons. It's about the love for a great American pastime just as much as it is about resenting your family when they get in the way of you chasing your dreams. Speculative fiction can do a lot, but one of the most profound abilities is that it grants us a moment to believe we can have the impossible.
Hey! Way to go, Art!
Whether it's getting to meet a long-dead hero or play baseball with friends long since gone, travel in time or fly or save the one you love from sharks.
I'm having fish tonight!
Or evil emperors, or save the world completely. Or, you know, just...
Hey, Dad? You wanna have a catch?
Yeah. That dream you buried down deep because you know it'll never come true. For one brief moment, you can believe it will happen anywhere, even Iowa. If my dad and I watched a movie on Father's Day, that would probably be the one. How about you? If you were gonna watch any movie with your dad right now, which one would it be? Let me know. And subscribe to Sci-Fi Wire here on YouTube and find us on Twitter while you're at it. And then after that, you can hug your dad and tell him you love him. And if you happen to be watching, I love you, Dad. Happy Father's Day. See you next time.